Welcome to this journey toward inner liberation. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most transformative lessons known to humanity, the sacred art of detachment. We live in a world that constantly whispers and sometimes screams that we must hold on. Hold on to our careers, cling to our possessions, and above all, grasp tightly onto the people around us. We've been conditioned to believe that holding on is synonymous with love and that control is the only path to safety. But look closely at the landscape of your own life. How many times has trying to control a situation actually brought you genuine, lasting peace? How many nights spent obsessing over what someone thinks of you have actually led to a happier, lighter heart? The truth is often a sharp blade. We do not suffer because of what happens. We suffer because of our desperate attempt to force reality to be something that it is not. In Buddhism, there is a foundational pillar, anicca, the law of impermanence. Everything is in a state of flux. Everything is moving. The clouds in the infinite sky, the very cells within your body, and the fleeting emotions in your heart. When we practice detachment, we're not saying, "I don't care." That is indifference, not detachment. Instead, we are saying, "I accept the flow of life without trying to stop the river with my bare hands." Imagine, for a moment, holding a handful of dry sand. If you keep your hand open, the sand rests there, peaceful and still. You can appreciate its beauty, feel its texture, observe its color. But the second you become gripped by the fear of losing it, the moment you clench your fist, the sand begins to escape, slipping through your fingers. The harder you squeeze, the less you have. This is the precise mechanism of attachment in our relationships and our life situations. When we attach to someone out of fear, we create a suffocating energy. We stop loving the person and begin to love the safety we think they provide. This isn't love, it is possession. Detachment is the path back to a pure crystalline form of love. A love that says, "I value your presence deeply, but I do not require you to prove my own worth." Let us look deeper into why we do this. Why is the mental grip so hard to relax? It stems from the illusion of the separate self. We construct an ego that says, "This is mine, this belongs to me." But in the profoundest sense of existence, we possess nothing. Even our breath is merely on loan from the atmosphere. Every inhalation must be surrendered into an exhalation, or we cannot survive. Life itself is a constant rhythmic exercise in letting go. Detaching from people does not mean building walls around your soul. It means the opposite. It means opening the doors and windows of your heart. People may walk in and people may walk out. Those who stay do so of their own free will, not because you are holding them captive within the cage of your expectations. And those who depart, they leave behind a sacred space for new lessons, new wisdom, and new growth. Over the next 50 minutes, we are going to untangle this mental knot together. We will learn how to become the observer of your own internal world. so that you are no longer a slave to your reactions. You are not your anger. You are not your sorrow. You are the vast, silent space in which these emotions appear, dance for a while, and eventually dissolve. Part 2. The technique of the silent observer. Now that we have identified the root of our grasping, we must master the how. How do we actually release the grip? The secret lies in moving from being the actor to being the observer. Most people live their lives like someone struggling in the middle of a stormy ocean. Every wave of emotion crashes over their heads. When anxiety arises, they become anxiety. When they are insulted, they become rage. But detachment teaches us to step out of the water and stand firmly on the shore. The ocean is still there. The waves are still crashing, but you are no longer drowning. How do you practice this in the heat of the moment? It begins with recognizing the sacred gap between a stimulus, perhaps a text message that goes ignored, and your reaction, the tightening in your chest. There is a split second. In that tiny fraction of time lies your entire freedom. Instead of reacting, you simply label the experience. You say to yourself, I notice that impatience is rising. I notice that my mind is beginning to invent a story about rejection. The moment you name it, you disarm it. You are no longer the rejected one. You are the one watching the feeling of rejection. You observe it as you would a car passing by on the street. You don't chase the car. You don't try to stop it. You simply watch it enter your field of vision, pass by, and disappear into the distance. This is emotional sovereignty. You are no longer giving the world permission to dial the temperature of your inner peace. Part 3. Releasing the need to change others. One of the most exhausting forms of attachment is the rescue mission. We stay tethered to destructive situations because we believe we have the power to fix another person. We think if we just explain it well enough or love them hard enough, they will finally see the light. But hear this truth. You cannot walk someone else's path for them. In the Buddhist tradition, we understand that every soul carries its own karma, its own timing, and its own lessons. Attempting to force someone to change is not an act of love. It is an act of ego. It is you saying that you know better than the universe what their journey should look like. Detachment means you stop fighting their nature. If a person chooses to disrespect you, that is a reflection of their internal chaos, not your inherent value. Why sacrifice your peace trying to correct someone who isn't ready to look in the mirror? Sometimes, the highest form of compassion for them and for yourself is to let the connection go. Not out of malice or bitterness, but out of profound self-respect. You detach from the hope that they will be different. When you accept reality exactly as it is, the heavy weight falls from your shoulders. You stop managing their emotions and you begin, finally, to protect your own light. If this video resonates with you, please make sure to take a moment and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment for the community if you like. It's always nice to have a chat with people who think the same like you do.